Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Latif Muhammad Iqbal of Muhammad Iqbal Latif with the metric number G2425447. And in this presentation, I will be explaining about the research proposal for the final assessment for the course MIIT 7402 or the ICT research method. So in this first overview, we have background of the study, and then the research problem, and then followed by a research question, and then research objective, the literature review, and also the methodology of this study. So let's delve into the first part, which is the background of the study. So my title of the project or the proposal is actually identifying factors contributing to mental health issues among IIUM students through clustering-based analysis and unsupervised learning approach. So, what is actually the background of the study for this research proposal? So, it is actually about the growing trend of the mental health issues, for especially the depression, anxiety, and also stress that has been growing, especially in the context of student among the university students globally. So, if we are looking at the trend from the study that have been done by Ochnik in 2021, from the 2,349 students from 9 different universities in the 9 countries, it is showed that the figure 60% of them are experiencing depression, and then 40% of them are experiencing stress, and then 30% of them are experiencing anxiety. And then if we are looking more deep into the context of Malaysia, from the Institute for Youth Research in Malaysia, in the statistic that they provide in 2023, for the people aged 15 until 40, 6 out of 10 people they experience mild to severe depressions, and then 3 out of 10 people they tend to experience severe anxiety. So based on this current trend of the mental health issues, we are trying to there is a need to build a more advanced method, not only to explore the symptoms of the mental health issues, but actually also the relationship between the factors contributing to the mental health issues and also to the symptoms of mental health issues itself. However, in this current situation, from the existing research, even though the researchers have already been exploring the relationship between the mental health issue situation and also the factors that may contribute to the high level of mental health issues, but actually they do not detect the hidden patterns of mental health condition amongst the students. So this condition is actually creating a significant gap for the institution, especially in this case is the university, to create more preventive actions based on the current mental health situation among the students. So what does it mean by the hidden patterns of mental health condition among the students? It's actually referring to the condition of the mental health student experienced by the student inside a university itself. For example, if you are talking about the depression symptoms, maybe a group of students, they will be having like mild symptom of depression. However, another group of students, they are experiencing another one. They are experiencing a moderate to severe level of depression symptoms. And also, maybe if you're looking into another group of students, it is still inside in the same university, of course. So maybe another group of students, they are experiencing not only depression, but also they are experiencing a stress level. So this kind of situation is actually very hard to be addressed by the institution. So in here, in this study especially, we are trying to use the clustering method in order to create more personalized group of symptoms experienced by the student. And then after that, we are trying to see the relationship between the contributing factors. In here, it referring to the quality of life, which is measured by one assessment tool, that is WHOQOL BREF, and then the relationship to the mental health situation or to the mental health condition itself, measured by another tool that is DASS 21. And the context of this study is, of course, within the context of university students, es- especially inside the IIUM students. So the institution, which is IIUM, is able to create more preventive action based on more personalized insight that has been generated by the clustering method from the machine learning itself. So based on those research problem, there will be a research question that have been built. So the first research question is about what are the distinct groups or clusters formed based on the mental health condition of IIM students as assessed by the ASS 21. And then the second research question is, are there significant differences between the quality of life scores measured by WHOQOL and mental health scores measured by the ASS 21? What does it mean by significant differences? Is actually referring to the quality of life and also and also the mental health symptoms. Some studies have identified that having lower quality of life, it will contribute to the higher level of mental health issues experienced by the student. And then the third research question is, which quality of life dimensions are most strongly associated with mental health issues in each identified mental health clusters? So the next one is actually about the objective of this study. The first one is to identify the distinct mental health cluster among the IIM students based on their mental health condition assessed by the ASS 21. And then the second objective is to examine the relationship between the quality of life scores and also the mental health scores. And then the third objective is to identify which quality of life dimension are most strongly correlated with higher level of mental health issues. So the next part is actually about the literature review that we'll be going to discuss. The first one is actually about the usage of WHOQOL graph in order to measure the quality level, the quality level of life from the people, or especially the students in this context. So based on the study conducted by the Salhagi in 2021, they actually create a systematic review on mental health university student in Southeast Asia, and then they are using WHOQOL in order to assess the quality of life, and then they're trying to see the relationship between the scores of the quality of life and the mental health condition, which are the depression, anxiety, and also the stress. They found that the students experiencing low QOL or quality of life often had higher level of mental health distress. This actually making the WHOQOL graph as one of reliable tools in order to be used to assess the quality of life of the students. And then the second study by Pixoto in 2022, they actually using the ASS 21 in various population that emphasizing its reliability in measuring the depression, anxiety, and also the stress, especially among the students. So they also found that DASS 21 actually provide the result which can then be correlated with the other factors such as quality of life. And then the third study by Young in 2030, it is the study about the usage of unsupervised clustering method in here, especially in order to identify the hidden pattern of the hidden pattern of the mental health condition among the students. So they found that the algorithm of the unsupervised clustering, such as K-means, it is actually outperforming the traditional norm-based classification in segmenting individuals based on their mental health status. So they support the idea of using clustering method in identifying the mental health clusters, for example, in the university students. And then the last study that has been done by Liu in 2034, it is actually the study about the application of K-mean clustering. In the unsupervised clustering method, actually there are many algorithms that we are able to use. For example, like we have hierarchical clustering, and also we have dimensionality reduction cluster, and also we have the term of k-mean clustering in here. In this study, we are only focusing on k-mean clustering in order to identify the hidden pattern that might be generated by the cluster from the mental health condition of the students. So by identifying the distinct subgroup of the students, it will provide a basis for personalized intervention that will be targeting specific group inside a specific location, especially in this case is the university students of IIUM. And then the next slide is actually about the conceptual framework that we are going to use in this study. So in here, we have dependent variable, which is the mental health condition that consists of 3 different scores, that is depression, anxiety, and also stress. And then based on this scores generated, we are trying to use machine learning algorithm, that is k-means algorithm, in order to cluster and form a specific and also distinct group based on the pattern that found by the algorithm. For example, in here, the depression score, it is generating 3 different groups. The first cluster, second, and also the third cluster with the respective amount of students. For example, in the mild cluster, there are 25% of students experiencing depression, and then the moderate, we have 15% of students experiencing depression, and also the severe cluster, we have 25% of university IIUM students that have a severe condition of depression. Also, we have the anxiety cluster and also the stress score cluster. So based on this cluster, we will then see the correlation of the contributing factors, which are the quality of life that measured by the WHO-QOL graph that consists of 4 different kind of specific part, which are physical health, psychological well-being, social relationship, and also environmental quality. Then we will see the correlation of those 4 different kind of quality of life to the clusters generated. So we are able to see later, for example, physical health is actually contributing the most to the severe level of cluster of depression and also the anxiety score, as well as the stress score. So the institution, in this case is IIUM, is able to create more preventive actions in order to enhance the physical health of the student by maybe like creating some kind of activities in order to enhance the physical health of the students to lower the level of depression, anxiety, and stress score in the severe level and also the moderate level. So that is actually what we want to achieve by doing this study. So I think the last one is actually about the research methodology that we are going to use in this research. So this research will be using cross-sectional study and also the quantitative analysis, of course. And then the instrument that we are going to use, there will be DASS21 and then WHOQOL and also k-means algorithm. And then about the data collection, we will try to distribute online survey, which consists of 2 different kind of questionnaires. The first one is questionnaires of DASS21 and the second one is WHOQOL graph in order to assess the quality of life of the student itself. And then last but not least is actually about the methodology of CRIS-DM. This is actually the methodology that commonly used in the context of machine learning. So the first thing that we are going to do is actually to understand the business context of why we are using machine learning in helping our work. So in this case, is actually we are going to use machine learning in order to help us identify the different kind of patterns that will be generated by the unsupervised clustering method. And then the second one is actually the understanding of the data itself. We have to understand the data that is generated, especially from the students, and then we are able to move to the data preparation, for example, like cleaning the data sets. Because if we are not cleaning the data set, the data will be messy, the data will be having like outliers and others. So we do not want this kind of condition happen in our study. And then the next step is the modeling part. It is actually where the k-mean algorithm taking place, where we are going to use machine learning in order to create a model. And then based on the model generated, we are able to do evaluation. If there is something or some errors from our modeling process, then we are able to go back to the first place, that is understanding the business context. Maybe there is something that we have already left behind, so we have to redo it again. And then after that, after we are able to do the evaluation process, this is the step of deployment where this machine learning is actually used in the real context of assessing the mental health condition of the students. So I think that's all about my research proposal. So thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.